Hi Stampers, this is Marie Bennett at blackberriesandcream.net. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to make a card that I saw on Pinterest. I absolutely love Pinterest. It's a wonderful source of ideas for, well, probably just about anything you're interested in. And I have a folder on my Pinterest account that is entirely devoted to greeting cards made using this stamp set, Festival of Trees. And I love this little stamp set. I haven't used it much, and so I thought I'm just going to start working my way through that Festival of Trees folder and make some cards using some of the wonderful ideas I've collected. So today I'm going to be using this image of the garland and both of these sentiments, A Merry Little Wish for Lots of Joy at Christmas. What I like about this stamp set is they have a greeting for the outside and the inside of the card. This is still for sale in the annual catalog this year, 2015. In addition to the Festival of Trees, this card also uses this spatter image from the Gorgeous Grunge stamp set, which is also still available in the general catalog. This is almost a must-have stamp set because it is so versatile with so many of your other stamps. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm starting with a card base that is the standard size, 5.5 by, no, I'm going to get this right, 5 1/4 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And using my bone folder, just going to give it a little crisp crease. Alright, for the inside of the card, we're going to stamp in, this is Bermuda Bay cardstock, and we're using the Bermuda Bay ink on the inside. I'm going to stamp that for Lots of Joy at Christmas. I should tell you where I got this idea on Pinterest. It came from stampin'up.com, and she says directions are on her blog, so if you want to take a look at what she did with this card, that's where you go. Alright, so I'm going to stamp for Lots of Joy at Christmas right at the top. And then using my snail adhesive, I'm going to put this on the inside of the card. This, I haven't made this card yet, but I have a feeling that it really goes together fast. Okay, so this goes on the inside. This layer is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. Now we're going to use a piece of the silver glimmer paper, and I need a star at the top of my tree, so I have cut a star out of the glimmer paper using one of the mini punches that is still available also in the general catalog. And this paper is has a plastic layer on the back, so I'm going to use fast fuse for this. Okay, I had to go find my fast fuse, and I really want this to stick, so I'm going to put plenty of fast fuse. Okay, and this paper, this glimmer paper, is cut at 3 3/4 by 5 1/8 because I wanted a little wider border than I normally have on my layers, to give it a little bit more of the Bermuda Bay. Alright, the next layer is going to be right here, and I need my gorgeous grunge, this spatter pattern, and I'm going to just ink it up with the Bermuda Bay. And just stamp it on here someplace, like right there. Okay, so the background for this next layer is done. And what I want to, I'm going to be using this washi tape. This is retired washi tape, but you could use any washi tape that coordinates really with the colors you're using in the card. You don't have to use Bermuda Bay, but I wanted to get the card as close as I could to the one that was on my Pinterest. Alright, so I'm going to start with this little blue dot. Whoops, well, it tore itself off for me. That was good. And just put it on there someplace. And then a little straight up and down stripe that way. And then these green Christmas. It's green with little white triangles. I think it's a Christmas tree kind of a look. Put some of that on. And a little diagonal silver stripe. This is from the All Is Calm set that they had last year. And I just loved it, so I bought lots. Because I've learned with Stampin' Up that if they have something you like, you better stock up, because it's probably not going to last. And then this little blue brocade looking. Okay, so now I've got a layer of, some washi tape on there. And the next thing I'm going to do is stamp the greeting here, A Merry Little Wish. Goes at the bottom, right here. Also in Bermuda Bay, and that's the end of, I think it's the end of, I always say that's the end of the stamping, and then it turns out it isn't, but I think this time it might be. Alright, so on this piece of Bermuda Bay scrap, I used Versamark and stamped on this garland image from the Festival of Trees stamp set. This one right here. And then I embossed it, heat embossed it with silver embossing powder. And I did that first because it's easier for me to cut out a stamped image than to stamp an image that's already cut out. So now I'm going to stick this in my punch, Festival of Trees, or I guess they just call it the tree punch. Right here, like this, and just kind of line it up so that the garland is where you think the garland should be on the tree. And then I'm going to punch it. And there I have my little tree already embossed and ready to put on the card. So to put this on the card, I'm going to use dimensionals. And I just have a couple little scraps here of the edging from my dimensionals. I'm going to use them. Okay, I'm going to use this fine tip glue pen to stick my next layer on the glimmer paper because this has a rough surface and not a porous, whoops, wow, that would have been lots of glue. It's not a porous surface, so I want some really good adhesive for this. So I'm going to just kind of dab on some glue back here. Probably not going to take a lot, so I'll just put a thin bead. And then press that on there. That. Then I have to be careful with my glue, so I'm going to stick my, I got the shakes today. I stick my needle, this little pin that's in the cap, goes in the barrel of the glue pen. So that keeps your glue pen from closing so that you can't get the glue out. Alright, so I'm just going to let this sit for a little while. And then this tree goes right here. And the little star that I cut out, punched with my little punch, goes. No, I'm just going to use this. I just want to stick it right on top of the tree. Like this. There you go. And that's a cute little card that I found on Pinterest. So if you haven't explored Pinterest as a source of really good ideas, I highly recommend it. And if you'd like to see the pins that I've saved, you can go to my Pinterest page at Wyoming Stampers Anonymous, or just Marie Bennett. I think will get you there too. Okay, so thanks for watching and happy stamping. Well, I'm back. So what I discovered was that the fine tip glue pen does not work with the glimmer paper. So I switched over to the Tombow mono liquid glue, and that seemed to do the trick. So good luck and happy stamping.